Alright guys, so we are going to go over your ACT problems that we did yesterday. We're going to go over those on Tuesday, okay? So just keep those ready to go. But right now you should have this packet in front of you of notes. Remember, you always get a packet of notes, so there should be several of them. So if you need a few minutes to get it, just pause this video real quick and you can get those notes. Alright, so what we're going to do first is we're going to learn how to find the sum and difference. Remember, sum means to add and difference means to subtract. And then we're going to find the product and the quotient. So product means to multiply and the quotient means that we're going to divide, okay? So that's what we're going to do today. So go ahead and turn to page 2. Alright, here we go. So you should be on page 2, which says 6.1 notes, operations. So we're going to deal with these two examples that are right in the middle, okay? This example A and this example B. We're going to look at those first, which they're already pretty much done for you. So basically all you're going to do is you're going to add the function f with the function g. So you're going to add function f, which is x squared plus 4, with the function g, which is 2x plus 1. Alright, so let's try an example. You ready? So let's stick down there at the bottom where it says guided practice. So it says f plus g. So we're going to take the function f, which is x squared plus 5x minus 2. So here we go. Make sure you put it in parentheses. Oh, shoot. Put parentheses. I said parentheses and wrote it. Okay? And then we're going to add, so we're going to put a plus sign, the function g, which is 3x minus 2. Okay, so we've already done this before. We just took a test on this not too long ago. So we're going to add, not going to multiply, we're going to add our like terms. So here we go. Our like terms are 5x and 3x. So we have x squared plus 8x, because 5x plus 3x is 8x. Then we have negative 2 plus negative 2. Those do not cancel out. You go to Walmart and you spend $2, and then you go to Target and you spend $2 more. You have spent $4 total. And that's your answer. Pretty easy. Alright, now we're going to do the same thing for part B, but this time it tells us it wants to subtract. So we're going to take the function f, which was x squared plus 5x minus 2. And then we're going to subtract our function g, which is 3x minus 2. So you've got to be really, really careful about your signs here, guys, okay? So what do we have? We have 5x and 3x are the same. We're going to subtract those. And 5x minus 3x is a positive 2x. So that's where we get the plus 2 from. Then we have negative 2, subtract negative 2. So if you need to, just plug it straight in your calculator, or you can write it down. These two negatives make a positive, which means that you get 0. So type it in. You ready? Negative 2, subtract negative 2. And your calculator will tell you the answer is 0. So I'm not going to put 0. I'm just going to leave that as my answer. There you go. Pretty simple. All right, let's flip over. So now I want you to turn, oh, where's it at? Hold on, guys, I gotta get my paper right. Turn to page 3, because the addition and subtraction were pretty simple. Now what's it want us to do on this next part? It wants us to multiply and divide. So here we go, same exact thing, but now we're going to take the function f, which is x squared plus 7x, minus 7x plus 2, and we're going to multiply that with the function g, which is x plus 4. Okay, it's been a minute since we've done this. So here we go. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to distribute the x squared to both terms. So here we go. X squared times x is x to the third. And x squared times 4 is 4x squared. All right, then we're going to distribute the negative 7x. So what's negative 7x times x? That's negative 7x squared. I don't really think you can see a difference in those colors, but I was trying to make a difference in colors. All right, then negative 7x times 4 is negative 28x. All right, then finally you're going to distribute the 2. So 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 4 is 8. All right, so let's talk about our like terms. Let's see. We have an x to the third. We have 4x to the second minus 7x to the second. So 4 minus 7 is negative 3x to the second. Then we have negative 28x plus 2x. Negative 28 plus 2 is a negative 26x. And then we're just going to bring down that plus 8. And since we do not have any more like terms, we are finished. All right, same thing on this one. You ready? So we're going to take our function of f, which is the x squared minus 7x plus 2, and we're going to divide it by our g, which is x plus 4. Now here's the only thing, you ready? With a fraction, and only with a fraction, so with division only, you have to see what makes the bottom equal to 0. Because think about this, you cannot have a 0 on the bottom of your fraction. So if you pick any number you wanted to, let's pick 7. If you put it over 0, now use your calculator, 7 divided by 0, and it's going to give you an error of some kind, okay? You cannot have 0 on the bottom. Cannot have it. But if you put like 0 over 7, that one is the one that just equals 0, okay? So you can't have the 0 on the bottom. So let's figure out what makes this bottom equal to 0. Well, then I would subtract my 4, and x cannot equal negative 4. So here's how we write this. You ready? Take our function, x squared minus 7x plus 2 over x plus 4. And then you put a comma or you put a semicolon or something. It doesn't really matter what you do. You say x cannot equal negative 4. Because what were to happen if I plugged in negative 4? What's negative 4 plus 4? How much is that? That's 0. That makes the bottom equal 0. And you cannot have the bottom equal 0. So this whole monstrosity of an answer is what you circle, okay? The whole thing. This is your function. And this cannot happen right here. X cannot be negative 4. Alright, so let's do one more of these together. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. It says find addition, find subtraction, find multiplication, and find division. So here we go. So we're going to take all of that. So we're going to do the addition first. Alright, so here we go. You're going to take your f of x function, which is x minus 1, and then you're going to add your g of x function, which is 5x minus 2. So this was f of x, this was g of x, okay? Alright, so here we go. You have x plus 5x, which is 6x, and you have negative 1 plus negative 2, which is negative 3. Alright, then it wanted us to subtract them, so let me come over here and do that. Okay, you're going to take your f of x function, which was x minus 1, and you're going to subtract your g of x function, which is 5x minus 2. So this was f, and this is g. So f minus g. Alright, here we go. You got x minus 5, which is 1 minus 5, which is negative 4x. Then you have negative 1 minus negative 2. So guys, look, use your stinking calculator. You ready? Negative 1 subtract negative 2. And it gives you positive 1, okay? So you're going to put negative 4x plus 1. Alright, then we're going to do multiplication. So we're going to do f times g of x. So our f of x was x minus 1. Our g of x was 5x minus 2. You have two binomials. You have 4 terms. That's when you use the FOIL. I know it's been a minute since we've done it. Alright, so your first is x times 5x, which is 5x squared. Your outer is x times negative 2, which is negative 2x. Your inner is negative 1 times 5x, which is negative 5x. And your last is negative 1 times negative 2, which is a positive 2. And remember that if you did FOILing correctly every single time, those middle two would combine. So you have 5x squared minus 7x plus 2. Alright, then we had one more operation. We have to do the division one. So let's see, we're going to do f over g of x. So our f of x was x minus 1. Our g of x is 5x minus 2. When you have the fraction, you have to figure out what makes this bottom equal to 0. So come over on the side. 5x minus 2 equals 0. We're going to add that 2 to both sides. So 5x equals 2. Then we're going to divide by 5 on both sides. So x cannot equal 2/5. So we write a comma or a semicolon or something, it doesn't matter. X cannot equal 2/5. And that's your division one. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You ready? Let's flip to page 4. Alright, page 4. You're going to work on number 2 on your own real quick. And when you finish number 2, go ahead and pause this video real quick when we finish. Once you pause the video and everybody has their answer, play this video again and the answers will be there. Now don't let it play because the answers will show before they're ready to see the answers, okay? So hit pause, and when you hit play again, the answers will be there for you. So go ahead and hit pause. Alright guys, here we go. So the addition should be 4x squared minus 8x, because the only thing you could combine was the 3x squared and the 1x squared, and the negative 4 and positive 4 canceled out. The subtraction should be 2x squared plus 8x minus 8. So the reason that this is a plus sign, because of right here, this is subtract negative 8x. Subtract negative 8x makes that a positive 8x. And then here, negative 4, subtract 4 is negative 8. So be careful on that one, okay? All right, your multiplication. You should have gotten 3x to the 4th minus 24x to the 3rd plus 8x squared plus 32x minus 16. You're distributing all that. All right, the last one was division, which probably gave you a little bit of a fit because there is not a factor of 4 that will add or subtract to be 8. So you just keep that whole thing cannot equal 0, okay? Because remember, we could use quadratic formula and we could go through all that hot mess, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to leave it alone because what I want to see is that you can just write these in the correct form, okay, guys? We are not going to go back through how to factor when they won't factor, okay? So just leave that one alone. All right, so here's what you're going to do. The bottom down here is what we are going to finish on Tuesday when we all get back. Remember, there's no school on Monday, okay? President's Day, no school. And on the back is some more stuff that we're going to do on Tuesday. So here's what I want you to do. I need you to flip to page 6. Page 6, okay? There's some more examples up there at the top and all that good stuff. Here is what your assignment is. Here's what you should be working on for the rest of the class period. Now, guys, look, you do not have enough room to work adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing for each one of these on this piece of paper. And this is going to be due as a homework grade next week. So you need to grab a piece of paper, write the problem down, and do the adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing for each one, okay? We're going to finish these up on Tuesday for about 10 minutes whenever we get back, and then after that, they will be due on Wednesday, okay? So you really need to get as much of this done as possible, okay? All right, so that's your assignment.